everybody. Hope everybody's doing really well today. So I am here to do the wrap up for the month of January 2022. And I honestly can't believe the month is already over. I feel like the month just started, but it's February. So January wasn't the best of coloring months for me. Work has just been pretty hectic and really busy. But I still did do my fair share of coloring. I did the tallies and I colored a total of 22 pages in 11 books. And you might say, like, what are you talking about? That's a really good coloring month. But you'll see I kind of did a lot of really simple pages, so it sounds like much more than it really is. But the first picture I'm going to show you is a completed whip from last month, so that's why it is Christmas. But it is from Nice Little Town Christmas Collection, which was a book I picked up in December. And I have to be honest, I really don't like the result product. I was loving it right up until I did the background, and now I strongly dislike it. But it looks like this. And I did the little cube things first, and I really was enjoying how it was turning out. I thought it was super warm and cozy. There's a lot of glitter gel pen, like on the stockings, for example. I also included little touches of metallic gel pen through the decor. And I mean, there's even a little bit of shimmer on his little outfit here. So, and then of course, all of this is shiny, shiny. So I was really loving this. And then I decided to do the black outlining. The marker died. It was a whole debacle. So I'm considering maybe cutting this page out and then cutting the two little rooms out. I don't know how dedicated I am to altering the page because I did enjoy working on it. I wish I did something else with this background. And there's so many other adorable pages in here that I'm really tempted to do another page, even though it's not Christmas season anymore, but that's fine. So this is an example of what I mean by I kind of cheated. So I did the part 2 of my coloring book collection, and this was in there, and I was just like, why don't I color in this more? I love this book. And then one evening, I just had a long day at work, and I wanted something easy peasy, no-brainer kind of coloring. So I whipped out, Johanna Basford's World of Flowers, and I just did this, which is this page belongs to, and I just pulled a couple of gel pens, so it's all gel pen, and it's very metallic. It's very, very shiny. I hope you can see that. My favorite color is blue, and I think it goes nice with yellow and shades of gold. So that's how kind of this came to be. Really enjoyed it. I love the fact that it's so shiny. It's definitely, yeah, it is shiny. So yeah, and while I was working on it, I flipped through the book and I just realized how much I love it again and again. Definitely something that I need to pick up. But I like this book because it has a lot of smaller things like this that you can just kind of do one at a time. I'm doing something similar to that in the water themed one. What is the name of that? Lost Ocean. I have kind of an ongoing whip in there where it's a huge page of a bunch of different fish, and I just go in once in a while and color a fish here and there, and I really enjoy it and I think it works well. So moving on to my beloved 50 Stylish Mandalas by Camellia Angelkova. So I'm not actually coloring the mandalas in here right now because I will be doing a year color, buddy color with Kate Colors. I believe that's her YouTube channel. It used to be Disney Colors, but I know she changed it. I'll leave it linked down below, but she also has this book. So we decided that we will do a bunch of buddy colors in here. So I've been holding off on coloring the mandalas because I'm waiting for her to, kind of get to the same point in the book that I'm at. But that being said, I did do this page. Also, so much gel pen. It's all gel pen. It is incredibly shiny, and there wasn't a color palette in mind for this one. I just kind of grabbed a handful of gel pens and went to town. I was listening to an audiobook that I've now completed. It was called Ariadne. I can't remember the author, but it was really good. So I was getting really into the audiobook, so I just colored this while listening to my book. Very easy, but very relaxing. And I was also kind of surprised because they bled through. Like, since when do gel pens bleed through? I've honestly never had that happen before. But anyways, and then I also did this page. And this is all in alcohol markers, and then the metallic is my beloved, where is it? Well, this is the silver version of it, the Edding 2185. I usually link these in my videos because they're absolutely amazing. But that is the gold shininess that you see, and of course I forgot my name, but it belongs to me, I promise. And it was a color palette that I found online, and I really liked it. I really liked it, but then it's yellowing, and it's so frustrating because I've mentioned this in a couple videos. It's this like cheapo alcohol markers that I bought off of Amazon, and I really need to go through them and throw out the ones that bleed or, you know, yellow. So, but I was good. I did not do any of the pages in the book because I am waiting to do the buddy color. But I did work on those 2 pages just because I really like this book. And the next one is also from Camelia Angelkova, and it is her 101 Unique Mandalas. And this is a book I have mixed feelings about, and I've talked about that multiple times at this point, but this is the first page that I did, and I believe this was a color palette I found online. I think so. It's a combination of alcohol markers and just a little bit of metallic gel pen, this lovely blue here. So, really liking it. Something I've been kind of dabbling in is doing the outline in the gel pen. So as you could see, like here, and I think it adds a little something. I really like it. So that was the first one in here, and I think that might be the last. I think this is the last square mandala in here. I think I've done all the other ones. Yeah, I really like this one. This is an older one, but I just really like how the pastels turned out. But yeah, it's the last square mandala in the book. Then moving on, I did this one, and this one actually was like no color palette in mind. I just kind of grabbed some markers, and then I grabbed some gel pens that I thought would go with it. And I actually really like how it turned out. Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised because there wasn't really a lot of planning behind this one, in full honesty. But I really like it. It again has the green and the gold gel pen, and then 3 alcohol markers, I believe. Very nice. And these were done, the alcohol markers in here are the Ohuhus, and these do not yellow, so love that. I guess that's what I get for trying to save some money and buy some like cheapo alcohol markers off of Amazon. I should have just got another pack of Ohuhus because they're fabulous. And then this is the same color palette as the This Book Belongs To page in the 50 mandalas, but this is all done in gel pen. I just really liked the color palette, so I figured I would do it again, but this time with all gel pen. And she's shiny. She is very shiny. I think this is the first time ever I've done a mandala fully in gel pen, but I enjoyed it. It definitely took more time, but this one's quite detailed, so I feel like a lot of these areas would have been a hot mess with alcohol markers, so I think it turned out quite well. I like it. And something about this color palette, I'm a big fan. And then moving on to the last page in this book that I did was the most stereotypical snowflake you could ever imagine. But why not? Again, it was one of those days where I was like, I just want to color, but I don't really want to put a lot of like pressure on myself to do shading or, you know, anything like that. So I just did this ginormous snowflake. The thing that I don't like about the snowflake mandalas or the snowflake pictures is there's not a lot of areas. So like, look how much of the same color, right? And of course I could have like drawn in little sections, but if I'm going in on a simple mandala, like I probably want something simple to color. So I think it's only the second snowflake I've done here. There's a couple. Yeah, I think so. So I did this one last year, and like, it's just not as detailed as I would like it to be. So I think if you prefer simpler images, these are lovely, and they're definitely very wintry and, yeah, seasonally appropriate, I guess. But I prefer a more detailed image, but this was still fun, and it's also all gel pen. It's very shiny. Also, excuse my hands, I just cut up some beets. So if I have a little red tinge to my skin, 'tis why. But really enjoying this book. But again, I do have mixed feelings about this one, but I'll still continue coloring in it. I don't know if you can tell, but I was very much on a pattern mandala kick this month, and I think that's because like just work has been so hectic that I've really been turning to much simpler coloring to just de-stress, listen to my audiobook, and kind of zone out basically. But I did 2 pictures, I think, or maybe 3, I think 2. Anyways, in my 70 Amazing Patterns by Aaliyah Fisher, and I'm slowly trucking along through this book. This was one of the images that I did, and this is basically me trying to finish up my old ahuhus. So I just grabbed a bunch of grayish bluish pencils that I could use up. That's exactly what I did. This book is great for alcohol markers because the areas are quite large and it has really thick line work. Oh, as you could see here, this is an old picture. So if you're looking to use your alcohol markers, this book is quite great for that. And then I did this image that I really like. And this was based on a color palette of a holiday cookie. So the yellow, I think, was like the cookie itself, and then it had frosting and sprinkles. So that's kind of where the color palette came from. And no, it wasn't me being like inspired at a bakery by looking at a cookie. I found it on Instagram. But somebody was inspired by a cookie, and I just really liked the color palette. And then moving along to the last one. Oh no, I lied. This was the cookie color palette. Yeah, I just totally fibbed. This was the cookie color palette. I don't know what this was. Another color palette. But this was based on a holiday cookie. The blue and the purple. Actually, I think the blue and the pink were the frosting. And I think the other colors were the sprinkles. I can't recall, but I follow a couple of like color palette accounts on Instagram, and they'll just post different color palettes as promised. And I save the ones on Instagram, the ones that I like, and this was one of them. So really, really like this one. And I think it was mostly ohuhus. It might, I forgot a blotter sheet. Whoops. But that's easy to fix. It might have been some of those, the ones that are yellow, but I guess I picked the shades that don't yellow. But yeah, I'm slowly making it through this book. I feel like I do at least a page a month. That was water-based markers, that's why it's so streaky. But I think it's funny with this book, all the pages basically look like this, like it's really big patterns. And then the first 2, I don't know what happened. Like this one is crazy detailed. So is this one. And this one, I guess that's the first 3 pages. And then it moves on to simpler designs. So I don't know, but yeah. I still really like this book. Amazing for alcohol markers. And if you are somebody that wants to maybe experiment kind of with mandalas, but you don't like the intricacy of it, this is a good book because the images, aside from the first 3 pictures, are not super intricate. And then moving on to my French coloring books that I worked in this month. The first one here is Trompe L'Oeil, Tomb 3, Hatchet Heroes. And I did only 1 picture. If I could get the tab, that would be fabulous. And it looks like this. I have no idea who this character is. We can look it up though in the back. But I think the character looks super happy, so I love it. Let's see, so it's page 6. So it's from The Little Mermaid, but we don't know the name of the character, but that's fine. I will do this page this month probably. I do tend to go in order in this book. I just prefer to do the right image because it's easier for me because I'm a righty, but I'll do this one next. I actually just picked up the Crayola, what is it called, like Colors of the World or something like that, pack of 24 markers, and I'm so excited to use those in these books because that set of markers has amazing different shades of like browns and skin tones, you know, like lighter skin tones, darker skin tones, and a lot of really beautiful beige shades. So I'm really excited to use that in these books because they do ask for a lot of shades of beige and brown and, you know, like lighter peach pink. So in this book, I went a little crazy, I guess you can say, not really. But I used pencils this month in here, which I usually never do. I usually just do my water-based markers. But I did the black in my, this one, where is it? Edding 1300 marker. I mention this marker every single month because it's amazing. So I did the black outline in that marker, and then I went in with my Brute Funners. So that's what the image was made with, or colored with, my apologies. So this is Jiminy Cricket, right? I believe is his name. And then we move on to the next image, if I could possibly flip this. And this is from Robin Hood, I think. Is this like Mama Hen or something like that? I can't remember, but I believe it's from Robin Hood. And this is done in marker. I believe I did this one before I did the color pencil one. But again, the black outline is that marker that I showed you, and the coloring is a combination of, gosh, the Crayola Super Tips and the Staedtler dual-sided markers. I always link everything down below, like the coloring books and the materials that I use, by the way, in case you are curious. And then I did this picture from Robin Hood. I guess it was a Robin Hood heavy coloring for me. And this is also in pencil. And the same thing, I did the black outline and marker and then pencils. This was done in pencil, but a long time ago, and I used like really cheap, like meant for toddlers kind of pencils. And I feel like you can see the difference in the vibrancy between these bad boys and the Brute Funners. The Brute Funners look so much better and so much more vibrant. So again, love those pencils, can't recommend them enough. So like even if you touch the paper, you can like feel the difference. Like these feel so much smoother than this, which was done November 2020, so a while ago. So that was it for this book. So slowly working through it. I hope to finish it this year. So, oops, sorry, I'm like hitting things. And then moving on to, I didn't even mention what that book was. It was the volume 8 of Le Grand Classiques, my apologies. This is another Trompe L'Oeil, Tome 2. Also Disney Hatchet Heroes, and I only did one page in here. That's kind of surprising. Oh, I did 2. I just didn't bother doing the 2 stickies. So there are 2 that are horizontal. So we have, is this Lilo or Stitch? Stitch, right? To be honest, I was never into the show, so I have no idea like about the interactions between the characters or anything. But yeah. So I did this page, and then I did, if you can fold it, one from Hercules. So at this point, I'm just going through the book and, you know, doing the pages in order. When I first started coloring in this book, I would pick out the pages that I specifically wanted to work on. But since I am trying to finish this book this year, I'm just going in order. And that's kind of how these 2 pages happened. I still enjoyed the coloring process. For me, with these books, it's just, you know, the process itself. I honestly couldn't care less who the character is. Of course, it's more enjoyable if it's a character that I can relate to or I know, but I still had a blast with these, so yeah. But next month it will be these 2. Really excited. Maybe I'll try using colored pencils in here as well. And the last Hatchet Heroes book that I will be talking about is The Baby's Circles. And I did 2 images in here. The first one that I did was Tigger from Winnie the Pooh. I've mentioned multiple times that I'm not the biggest fan of Tigger. I find him to be a little annoying, but I still thought this image was very cute, and it did not take very long to do. And then the other one that I did was this one. I think her name is Penelope, right? From Wreck-It Ralph. And I really like her character. I watched both of the Wreck-It Ralph movies. In full honesty, I watched the second one before I watched the first one because I didn't realize that it was a part 2. But it's fine. I still watch both of them, and I think the movies are absolutely adorable, and I liked her. So this was a fun one to do. And I haven't done much in this one because it is probably the newest Hatchet Heroes book to me. But I'm still working in it. I'm getting there. Love this picture. Strongly dislike the little circles. And then moving on to my one color books. I worked a little bit in my Lines coloring book, Christmas, by Jennifer Rowling. And I know it's not Christmas season anymore, but I really like this book. So I did 2 pages. Actually, I just went on Amazon, I think yesterday, and left my review for the book, and it was 5 stars. Just as a spoiler, I really like this book. So this was actually a page I started last month, so I finished it up this month, and it's Skating Santa. He's rolling. I'm assuming the reindeer are taking a snack break, so they're somewhere munching on carrots, and he has to, scoot to distribute the presents. And then the second picture that I did was this one, just because I couldn't put the book away. And I really enjoy these pictures. So overall, I've done 11 pages in here. Let's see how many there are. I think 30. 30. So I'm 1/3 of the way done, and I definitely foresee myself continuing to work in this, even not during Christmas season. This is a book I just keep on my table, and I'll randomly grab and color a couple lines and then put it back. It's very relaxing, and sometimes I will have 2 or 3 minutes between meetings, and I don't want to start a new task because I know I'm not gonna be able to finish it, or start replying to an email because I'm not gonna be able to finish it. So I'll just color for the 2 to 3 minutes. But the last book in this video is a book I haven't worked in a while, but it's my Disney Villains Spiroglyphics. And the last image is, I forget his name, the evil guy from Aladdin. His name is Jafar. I'm really bad with names, but I used 2 different markers because the first one ran out. But I did 8 pages in this book so far, so the next one's going to be this one. But yeah, I need to whip this out more often, as well as the Harry Potter version of this book. It's also really nice to use up gel pens on, like here. So that is it. Hopefully February will be a little bit more successful of a coloring month, but everything is linked down below, and thank you everybody for watching. Bye.